In 2013, 2014, the merger story was the biggest disaster for the PDP at the time. It was a tsunami that swept the PDP out of existence at the center. They're forming a coalition with over 30 political parties. Can the APC withstand that political pressure?
Well, ultimately, what matters is that the things that work for the ordinary people come to fore. If they come to fore, the people will eventually see what's good for them.
Do you think that Nigerians believe in APC right now?
It's not a matter of what people believe in from today's news to tomorrow's news. There's systematic process. What was there? Most people in 2014 wanted something different. Is returning to that something different? I'm not sure that is. I think that the political class has been going through some, fuzzy season. But maybe the unseen hand, as we say, is going to see a percolation of people into a people-centered process on the one hand, and a trickle-down process of a dominant power elite on the other hand. Maybe this will help Nigerian politics come to some maturity after all.
Let me take you away from national politics to local politics. Do you want to become governor of Delta State?
If you are truly a leader in today's Nigeria, what must concern you is that level closest to the people. In the beginnings, our country was built from subnational government up. The progress Nigeria made in the 50s and the 60s came from the regions. Nigeria abandoned it in this centralization that military rule brought. And we've stopped growing, really, because we are not doing it from bottom up. And so anybody who is a true patriot would want to go and see what is happening at the bottom of the pyramid. And that is why my passion of now is to look at how poverty is devastating people who are looking affluence in the face in a place like Delta. You look at a place where infrastructure does not literally exist. It used to be that if you were traveling from east to west, you left Anambra and entered Delta. In those days, you said, thank God I've escaped a place of misery. Today, you leave Delta and go to Anambra. So people said you're exact opposite. Thank God I've left a place of misery.
That's the story of Delta State right now?
Yes. In between, sandwiched between Edo and Anambra, Delta does not have any motorable road. When the roads of Anambra are all smooth, in Edo, they're getting their acts so right. Anambra is working, and Delta just can't find. I mean, just look at our priorities. We have chosen to host an athletics championship when our people are living in misery.
Is that a wrong idea?
It's a very, very wrong
Other nations of the world do it. Brazil hosted the World Cup.
And they made profit from it. They brought tourists. They brought growth in the economy. Here we spent money and we embarrassed ourselves.
You mean Delta State is not going to be making money from this?
From the kind of embarrassment that's all over the world, it should be getting a query from the federal government about embarrassing Nigeria. Infrastructure collapsing, all kinds of things. I just got in from Asaba, and somebody was saying, one of the participants, is this the Asaba? Is that all there is to Asaba? It was an embarrassment for most Deltans to see the world laugh at us.
Prof, that is a state that has traditionally been a PDP state. What are the hopes of your party in Delta State governorship race?
Our focus is on the people, not on who is this or who is that.
Well, I mean, Prof, but for example, in the U.S., there are traditional Republican states.
Blue states,
the red states. And so when the red state wins over a blue, for example, when Wisconsin was won over, it's a long time that anybody can remember. I mean, those are core local politics.
The traditional kinds of economics that drive those politics. If you were in a rural state, an agriculture-based state, and you have a party that has defined itself along those lines, to try and win that state out of them, but nothing defines a state in Nigeria and the party that governs there. If you take what the Republicans are seen as today versus what they used to be seen, people forget, for example, that Lincoln was a Republican, and that was a party of the poor. But over time, things evolved, and Democrats came to be the party of the working person, as different from the way the Republicans have seen. This has not happened because we've not had ideologies define our political parties. What we have is warlords who have cornered certain territory and left the people in misery. Of course, our state is a classic example of a warlord cornered territory. The people are crying for liberation. And the moment is now to liberate the people.
Are you the one that can liberate them?
Anybody who can focus the consciousness of people on the misery they live in and give them a few things that show them where they're going to. Simple. 3 critical things to deal with a state like Delta. First of all, end poverty. And to end poverty, you're going to first restructure the place. All this debt overhang just takes a small team. Now, we've got a group of us who've been talking and working. We've put a think tank together, a former gubernatorial aspirant in the state or candidate, Engineer Moses Krager, lead this think tank with people like Bismarck Rewani and others, and Henry Okolos. First thing to do, restructure the debt, and we can cut so much out of the burden that is keeping the state down.
Are you the solution that Delta needs right now?
The people are the solution they need, but they need to be shown a direction that will make them solve their own problems.
So you think you are the driver that can get that done?
It has always been my desire in anything I do to show the people a way that they can take their country to themselves.
I mean, because
so it's not about me. I don't matter.
I have just very few minutes to go. The zoning arrangement is there. The crisis in your party. People will be asking you the question: how do you hope to galvanize those warring factions in your party?
That is precisely why the party needs someone like me, because I'm probably the only one that everybody agrees on. In all the sides, everybody says, okay, yes, him. Oh, yes, him. So we can bring the party together, and in bringing the party together, offer a set of ideas that will help the people to escape the misery of many years of the kind of leadership that we have seen in the state.
We have 30 seconds to go, Prof. There is an Ibori factor in the politics of Delta State. Like it or leave it, it is a factor. In 30 seconds, is that a war for you to fight, or do you think is something that you can win?
By the way, James Ibori is celebrating 60 years, and so shout out to him. He's 60 years old. I have known James Ibori for many years, and James Ibori is not against progress. When he sees progress, he knows it.
You think he will support you?
I'm sure he will see progress, and he will step into it.
Professor Pat Utomi is a political economist, a former presidential candidate in Nigeria. Thank you so much, Professor, for being part of the program tonight.
Great pleasure.
Up next on the program, the National Assembly on recess. Budget for 2019 election on hold. Is the 2019 election at risk? We'll dissect that after this break, everyone.